Once upon a snowy night in a serene corner of the world, nestled amidst a vast, evergreen forest, there lay a small, tranquil campground. The campground, usually teeming with the life and laughter of nature lovers, now wore a cloak of peaceful silence. It was late in the winter, and the earth, covered in a pure white blanket, was in deep slumber. The only sound that broke the stillness was the occasional sigh of the wind and the soft rustling of the pine leaves as they danced in harmony. The first flakes of the impending snowfall began to tumble from the sky, catching the silver glow of the moonlight. They descended gently, floating in the air, their journey unhurried and serene. They seemed like tiny dancers in an orchestra, weaving a soothing lullaby that was the heartbeat of the winter night. The first to welcome the snow was a cluster of towering pine trees standing guard at the campground's perimeter. Their dark, dense needles provided a striking contrast against the dainty white snowflakes, and they bowed in acknowledgement of winter's gifts. As the snow settled on their branches, they took on a magical aura, becoming grand, frosted sentinels of the silent night. The snow continued to fall, a serene spectacle of nature's rhythm. The once bare and open campground slowly transformed into a snow-draped wonderland. The picnic tables, the wooden signpost at the entrance, the stone pathway, and even the abandoned swing set, everything was being gently tucked in under the snowy comforter. A tiny brook, flowing through the edge of the campground, hummed a quiet melody. As the snowflakes met the cool, flowing water, they wove a transient, beautiful lace pattern on the surface. The brook accepted this fleeting decoration with a joyful gurgle, contributing to the quiet whispers of the snowy night. In the heart of the campground, a lone, weather-worn cabin stood. It was a simple structure with a single chimney. As the snowflakes dusted the cabin's roof, they sparked off a symphony of muted taps, each contributing to the soothing winter's lullaby. It was as if each snowflake had a tale to tell, and as they settled down, they whispered their stories to the cabin, to the trees, to the very air of the winter night. As the hours passed, the snowfall grew thicker, weaving a white curtain across the world. The shapes became softer, edges blurring under the snow's gentle touch, and the world seemed to slow down. The bustling, vibrant campground had transformed into a quiet dreamscape, caught in the tender embrace of the winter night. Despite the cold, life stirred within the snow-dusted forest. A family of deer ventured out, their cautious eyes reflecting the moonlight. They moved with graceful serenity across the snow-covered ground, their delicate hoofprints leaving a beautiful transient trail in the white canvas of snow. The owls perched high on the pine trees looked down upon this winter spectacle, their hoots echoing softly through the quiet forest. Their calls seemed to be in sync with the rhythm of the snowfall, creating a harmonious winter symphony. Even the wind seemed to hush its whispers, allowing the gentle sound of the snowfall to resonate through the campground. As dawn approached, the snowfall began to lessen, each flake now seeming to linger in the air before settling down. The once dark sky was beginning to lighten, taking on a soft bluish hue. The stars began to fade, and the moon, the silent watcher of the night, lowered its gaze, making way for the sun. When the first rays of the sun touched the snow-covered campground, the world sparkled. Each snowflake caught the sunlight, scattering it into a rainbow of colors. The campground, blanketed in snow, shimmered under the morning light, like a diamond-studded painting. It was as if the forest, the brook, the cabin, and every single tree had conspired with the winter night to tell a beautiful, tranquil story. A story of stillness, of soft whispers and snowy serenades. A story that echoed through the snowflakes, in the quiet hoots of the owls, in the rustling pine leaves, in the gurgling brook, and in the silence of the quiet campground. As the sun rose higher, the world began to stir, slowly waking from its snowy slumber. The snow had told its story, the tale of a winter night in a quiet campground, a serene narrative that would echo through the seasons, waiting to be retold when the snow fell again. But for now, it was a memory, a whisper in the wind, a lullaby in the rustling leaves, a secret held by the tranquil campground. The tale of the snowy night in the quiet campground served as a gentle reminder of nature's rhythm and life's fleeting moments of serenity, a tale that whispered, in the midst of the quiet, in the heart of winter, there is a story to be found.